Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. For today's video, we have 10 trades that will happen during this upcoming NBA season and 10 huge signings that will happen right after. So we're going to go through each and every single one of these trades and signings and see if that player would be good for that specific team they are going to. Now, before we start this video, guys, I do want to let you guys know that over on my second channel, Extra Crispy, link in the description below, I am covering a ton of NBA content. I mean, I'm doing like NBA reaction stuff like that, man. We're watching basketball games. We are having a ton of fun over there. So be sure to check that out if you guys want some additional KrispyFlakes content. Extra Crispy is the channel name. But yeah, man, so this is an article by Steve Hanley, I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and get started on this, see what this man thinks, and critique it like I always do. So we have trade during the season. CJ McCollum to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, I will say, CJ McCollum with Giannis would be nice. But really the only way this would probably get done is if the Bucks gave up, like, Khris Middleton. And I feel like Khris Middleton is the perfect two guy alongside Giannis. I mean, he's a solid 20 point per game scorer, gets you about 5 rebounds, 5 assists. So, like, is CJ McCollum really that much of an upgrade, or is it even an upgrade at all? Because CJ is definitely more of a scoring-oriented guard, and I could argue that Khris Middleton does a little bit of everything out there. So, unless you were able to somehow retain, you know, Khris Middleton, then I don't see the Bucks doing this trade. Maybe something like Brogdon and some draft picks, or I can't even say Eric Bledsoe because they already have Damian Lillard. So I can't really see a situation where this would actually fit out here, man, or where this would actually work. Next up, we have signing in the offseason DeMarcus Cousins. You know, I did watch the Lakers' first game, and JaVale McGee's looking pretty good out there. I mean, he's catching oops and doing stuff like that, but we'll see if that's sustainable throughout an NBA season. The Lakers, I think, need a big guy in the middle, and who better else than DeMarcus Cousins, right? But when it comes to the free agency of the Lakers next season, I will say that their first priority needs to be Klay Thompson. I mean, Klay Thompson, LeBron James, that right there is going to be deadly. Kawhi Leonard even would definitely be a big-time guy you want to sign out there too, man. But I will say that Brandon Ingram, I think, is going to have a really good NBA season. So Kawhi Leonard, unless he's given like the shooting guard position, is not absolutely needed out there. Yes, Kawhi Leonard is one of the best players in the NBA, but I feel like with Ingram out there, there's other positions that could be filled and that cap space could be used better. DeMarcus Cousins is definitely one of those guys. We have trade during the season. Lonzo Ball to the Phoenix Suns. Hell no, baby. Like, this ain't gonna happen during the season. Okay, like, I can't think of a trade unless you're getting Devin Booker. And I'm not saying Lonzo Ball is better than Devin Booker. I'm just saying from the value standpoint of the Lakers, there's nobody they would want from the Phoenix Suns outside of Devin Booker. Like, I can't think of a single player. That team has a lot of forwards on it. They don't need any more forwards. If the team was to trade Lonzo Ball, it would be for a center, and I know for a fact the Phoenix Suns outside of DeAndre Ayton did not have a center, so no, that's not going to happen. There's no way that's going to happen. Signing in the offseason, Al Horford to the Indiana Pacers. That is actually a fantastic move. Ideally, he would probably play the power forward position. That's the position he also played in college, so he's not new to that or anything like that. Then you have Miles Turner out there, of course, with Victor Oladipo. I mean, Al Horford would bring spacing to the team. He would bring the defense, and he wouldn't be asked to do like a lot scoring-wise, but he's always the guy that just makes the right play. He is like the perfect glue guy you need for an NBA championship team. I don't know why the Boston Celtics would get rid of him unless they plan on going for someone like Anthony Davis. But him on the Pacers, yeah, that just sounds like a fantastic pairing. We have trade during the season. Kemba Walker to the Brooklyn Nets. So that's the thing, like, I can see some of these guys getting traded, but the teams make no sense because the Brooklyn Nets already have an abundance of point guards. I mean, they have D'Lo, they have Spencer Dinwiddie, who was a runner-up for most improved player last year. Like, and I don't see them trading their young D'Lo for Kemba Walker, who is not, like, old or anything like that, but, no, man, like, I want to see Kemba Walker go to a team like the Orlando Magic, my Detroit Pistons, maybe even the Pelicans to play with Anthony Davis and Julius Randle. Just going to the Brooklyn Nets does not make any sense. Now, keep in mind, I'm not reading the article here. Like, I'm just talking about, I'm giving you guys my thoughts on it. But maybe there's a good reasoning in there that I'm just not seeing. We have signing in the offseason, DeAndre Jordan to the Washington Wizards. So I actually don't see him leaving the Dallas Mavericks. Like, I would not. Well, it depends how much money he asks for. Because the thing is that they do have Dennis Smith, and they also have Luka Doncic locked up for a few more seasons on like rookie contracts between like team options and stuff like that. So the money is going to be there to spend. Like I said, though, DeAndre does not deserve a max contract. I don't think he's that type of player in the NBA anymore. Not to mention he's going to be on the wrong side of 30, which is never good for an athletic-based player. But yeah, if he went to the Wizards, though, like, was like that replacement for Dwight Howard, I mean, yeah, him, John Wall, Bradley Beal, that would definitely be a nice trio in the Eastern Conference. I just don't know why the Mavericks would give him up unless they plan on going for maybe a younger player or something like that. But yeah, man, Dallas Mavericks, I think he's going to be there for a few seasons, maybe even the rest of his NBA career. Next up, we have trade during the season. Goran Dragic to the Orlando Magic. Now that I do like a lot. I feel like the Magic, as far as maybe a player to give up, I mean, maybe like an Evan Fournier to be a starting shooting guard for that team, but they got Dion Waiters, they got Dwayne Wade for the rest of the season. That would leave them without really a starting caliber point guard, as far as I know. Like, I'm trying to think of, I can't even think who the backup point guard is for the Miami Heat. So I don't know why they would give a point guard unless they got one back, or maybe they have something, you know, up their sleeve for running a guy in a point guard position. Yeah, that'd be great for the Magic. It would give them their best point guard probably since Jameer Nelson. So, because right now they got like DJ Augustine, who is like a role player. He's a good role player point guard, but not a guy you want starting on your team. So, yeah, man, to the Magic, I mean, I don't see who the Magic would give up in this case. I don't see why the Heat would do this trade with the Magic. So, yeah. All right, we have signing in the offseason, Khris Middleton to the Philadelphia 76ers. I love Khris Middleton, guys. I think you guys know that by now, man. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA. I'm a little salty because he was drafted by the Pistons. But he just seems like such a good fit on so many teams. Like, he would go to the 76ers. He would bring them some great shooting. He would add to their length. He's like 6'7", 6'8" at the shooting guard position. Could also play small forward. I would probably run him at small forward and go with Covington off the bench. And then start JJ Redick at the 2 spot. Because then you got, what, Ben Simmons, JJ, Khris Middleton, Dario Saric, and Joel Embiid. And, yeah, man. I don't think he would be the same scorer. I don't think he'd be the same scorer as he was on the Bucks, because he would be more like a third or fourth option on that team. But yeah, he would still do a lot of good things out there for them. All right, we have a trade during the season. Bradley Beal to the Los Angeles Clippers. I absolutely love this, and I feel like the Clippers have the right pieces out there to get it done. Now, how exactly would that trade package like work? I don't know, man. I think it would be some expiring contracts to maybe get out of Bradley Beal's contract to be able to afford maybe a different signing in the NBA season. But at the end of the day, if the Clippers, or I'm sorry, if the Washington Wizards do not work things out, they are going to have to decide, do they want to go into their future with Bradley Beal or John Wall? Because both those guys have good trade value, but they're not winning, then you got to split them up, right? And I felt like Bradley Beal, when John Wall was injured, proved that he could actually be the #1 scoring option on a team. Now, I'm not saying that team's going to win the championship, but he definitely proved that he can handle that pressure. He had really good numbers with John Wall with injury. And I feel like that's the perfect player to have on the Clippers, especially if the Clippers are going for like a Kawhi Leonard. Then when you have a guy like Bradley Beal, that's very enticing. So, yeah, I can see that happening. It's just the trade would probably have to involve somebody like Tobias Harris, which I feel like would be a nice fit for the Wizards, and John Wall, maybe Avery Bradley or a Patrick Beverley, somebody like that. All right, next we have signing in the offseason, Marc Gasol to the San Antonio Spurs. So, of course, he would get to play with Pau Gasol if Pau Gasol doesn't retire. But yeah, man, that's the type of center the Spurs need right now, because right now Pau Gasol is running center, but Marc Gasol is definitely more in his prime. I mean, I don't think he's in his prime. I think he's definitely out of it, but he's closer to his prime than Pau Gasol is. And I feel like in a Greg Popovich system, Marc Gasol would continue his NBA career to at least the age of 40. You know, would bring the defense out there, the floor spacing, just a nice guy to have alongside LaMarcus Aldridge. Would definitely take care of some of their inside rebounding issues. So yeah, I like that move. Once again, you gotta think of, well, I guess it's an off-season signing, so it's not like it's free agency, or it's not like it's a trade or nothing like that. We have a trade during the season, Andre Drummond to the Phoenix Suns. Unless you all giving me DeAndre Ayton, man, you ain't getting no Drummond. Let me just say that. You all ain't got the pieces. I'll take Devin Booker, but yeah, there's no trade. Like, why, dude, okay, who made this article again, man? I can't remember your name, but why would the Suns do this trade if they already have the #1 overall pick, DeAndre Ayton? Like, that don't make no sense. It does not make no sense at all. This dude must be a Suns fan, because you apparently get every player in the world. Signing in the offseason, Tobias Harris to the Utah Jazz. Yes. That is the type of player they need alongside Rudy Gobert. Derek Favors, you're cool. I like you, man. But this is the player they need. A guy that can stretch the floor alongside Gobert. Does not need to operate on the inside. High three-point shooting guy. Just a good solid third or fourth. Probably a third scoring option on that team. No, probably the second scoring option, because the Utah Jazz outside Donovan Mitchell don't really have any big-time scores, but yeah, that would be really nice. We have trade during the season, Vuckovich to the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets, as of right now, they have a lot of centers. They have Frank Kaminsky, they have Cody Zeller. I think they got some other guys out there. They don't really have a guy that really, like, spills, like, the idea of, oh, man, like, this is our starting center. I think Vuckovich would definitely fill that void. Him and Kemba Walker could be nice together. I mean, I still don't think they're a playoff team, but Vuckovich, I would say, is one of the more underrated players in the NBA. You know, at his best, can be like a 19 and 9 rebound type of guy. Somebody like that, man, can shoot the three a little bit. Nice mid-range game. Good under the basket. So, yeah, why not go to a team like the Hornets? We have signing the offseason, Kyrie Irving to the New York Knicks. You know, I don't know, man. Kyrie Irving's kind of hard to read because there's times where he's like, where you're like, yeah, he's definitely going to the Knicks, and then there's times where it's like Kyrie actually says, well, I'm not going to this team. I do remember there was he was at some sort of like school assembly when he was on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and a young kid asked him, you know, you're gonna leave Cleveland? He's like, no, man, I'm never gonna leave this team. Well, he left, but then again, are you gonna tell the kid you're gonna leave the team? Probably not. So you never really know. I'm gonna give it a 50-50 shot. You know, I can see him going to the Knicks, but I could very well see him staying with the Boston Celtics, and that's just it. We have trade during the season. Jimmy Butler's in the Miami Heat. I mean, I'm waiting for him to be traded, guys. After making this video, maybe he's been traded already. I do like the fit of the Heat. I feel like they could put together a nice trade package to make that happen. And I feel like he's the type of player that Heat team needs to really get to the next level as a franchise. We have Kawhi Leonard to the Los Angeles Clippers. Yep, I was saying if they got Bradley Beal, that'd be a nice signing. Even if they don't get Bradley Beal, it's like the Clippers are like the new Miami Heat team where it's like they are one star away from just taking off. They have all the right pieces out there besides the center. Marcin Gortat should not be the starting center. Wish they would have kept DeAndre Jordan, but yeah, we'll see how that all goes. Now we have trade during the season. Kevin Love to the Timberwolves. Ooh. Yo, that would actually be really cool if they traded like for Andrew Wiggins, because that's like the one trade that happened when LeBron James went back to Cleveland. It was Wiggins for Kevin Love. So now Wiggins goes back to the Cleveland Cavaliers, a better basketball player. You know, no longer a rookie or nothing like that. We get to play with Colin Sexton. And the Timberwolves, they get like a perfect power forward put alongside Karl-Anthony Towns in Kevin Love. Money-wise, not quite sure how it would work out. Also, if that case, you would hope that they would be able to keep Jimmy Butler, but that's probably not going to happen. So either way, though, not a bad little trade. It'd be fun to watch. We have Kevin Durant to the Lakers. I don't see him leaving the Warriors, guys. I'm not going to lie. Like, I hear the rumors out there. It would be fun to watch LeBron and Kevin Durant play together, but I don't see him leaving the Lakers. I think he's going to retire with them, believe it or not. I know, man. I'm crazy to think that. We have trade during the season. Anthony Davis to the Boston Celtics. So, like, the Boston Celtics and the Lakers is the two teams on the radar. I don't know, if, like, from a Boston Celtics standpoint, I don't really know what type of trade package you would do that the Pelicans would agree to. A lot of people say you would need to give them Jason Tatum, and I don't think I would do that. Like, I would actually probably give up Gordon Hayward and Al Horford or some sort of combination of trade like that to get Anthony Davis, but I'm holding on to Jason Tatum. And finally, we have signing in the offseason, Jimmy Butler to the New York Knicks. I see him going to that team if Kyrie Irving goes to that team. You know, rumor is that they have not actually had any conversations about this yet, so who knows, man? I don't know. I would like him out there with Kristaps Porzingis and Kyrie Irving, but it seems like that's a long shot at this point. I think he's going to go to, whatever team he ends up getting traded to, he's going to sign a long-term extension with them. I think it's going to be the Miami Heat. I could be wrong, though. But anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe to my channel, check out my second channel, Extra Crispy, and peace out, my friends.